Hey guys, back with you again today. We are here in March and come to audit this windmill. Well, not windmill, you know what I mean. Wind turbine, that's the word I'm looking for. But yeah, it's quite noisy. You can hear the wind whipping around it. It's quite cool. But I'm not really here to do that. Found this little lake bit here, and just up there is HMP Whitemoor, or Whitmore, I don't know how it's pronounced. So yeah, we're going to go have a look there. I'll be back with you in a second. Cool, so I'm back with you, just connected to my headphones. I think the microphone's a bit better. I've had comments about the sound not being great on my videos. So yeah, I thought I'll try it with these headphones. Hopefully that makes a difference. I am quite quietly spoken at times as well, so I'll try to be better with it. But as you can see, yeah, I've just come off the road there, and just down to this little lake bit, and there's obviously a bench for sitting on. No barriers, no signage or anything, and it just takes you straight on to HMP Whitemoor, I don't know. It's quite an interesting prison, so I have done a little bit of reading around it. So quite a modern prison, especially compared to HMP Exeter, which is a Victorian building. This one was only built in 1991, it opened in 92. So comparatively, it's very modern, it's only about 30 odd years old. Well, 30 years this year. Happy anniversary, HMP Whitmoor. So yeah, we're just going to have a little look around. Try and get away from some of these cars and that, and have a look around. Get some good shots of the buildings. So obviously this is just like the front of it. As you can see in the middle, there's a big old wall behind it. There was a path down the side of it, so I'll have a walk around there in a bit. But yeah, it's quite a very interesting building. So I'm not sure, there's a bit of a gathering going on there. I don't know if that's like a visitor centre, but I'll leave them to their business. I'm gonna go have a look and... Yo guys, just a quick one. As I'm editing this video, I'm noticing the headphones are picking up a lot of the wind. It was quite a windy day anyway, but yeah, the headphones picked quite a lot of that up. I do apologise. As I said, it was a bit of a trial video with those headphones. I won't use them again. So yeah, apologies, but yeah, bear with me on this video. Find the main entrance, which I think is just down there. But again, you know, as you can see, just coming off the public highway there. No barriers, no signage or anything saying, you know, that you can't access. Thing just on the other side of this giveaway sign, I should imagine it's a speed limit sign, or I don't know, it's a no entry, but obviously that's for vehicles. Just means this is the exit for vehicles. I'm guessing the entrance is that one down there. So yeah, always good to have a look around for signs to make sure that, you know, you're where you can be. And that's fine. So here we've got disabled parking only. This whole bay is disabled parking only. He hasn't got a badge in his window. They have. And they have. I think it was actually prison staff by the looks of what he was wearing. So yeah, there's a sign in that window there that says visit, so I'm guessing that is the visitor centre, which is where those people have been. Oh, that's cool. Go have a look at that. So we've got the flags flying high. We've got HM prison service. So this is an HMPS prison, it's not a Serco run prison, it's run by HMPS. Union flag has seen better days. Yeah, what I wanted to come have a look at is this. It's pretty cool. So it's quite worn. I'll see if I can read it for you. This stone commemorates the completion of HMP Whitemoor by PSA projects on, I want to say something of May or March 1991. But yeah, so it's really faded. I can't really read it. The rest of that, to be honest, is quite faded. Yeah, I'm not really sure what this is meant to be. I think that's like railway tracks. I'm guessing that's something to do with the train. At first I thought it was like a barbell for like bench press sort of thing. But obviously evidently it's not. Yeah. So obviously it's just going to stick to anywhere that's, you know, publicly accessible, really. So you got that sign there. Again, faded, really faded. You can't see it, it says prison dogs patrolling. That one says HMP Whitemoor, do not approach the wall. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I noticed this one over here. Pardon? I'm nowhere near the prison wall, mate. I'm stood where the footpath is. I'm literally parallel with the footpath. I'm no closer to it. But there's nothing to stop me from walking down there if I want to walk along the grass. I'm fine here, mate. But what's your name? Have you got a collar number there?
Yes, I have. Right there.
1627. Thank you. WR. What's WR stand for? Whitemoor. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. What's this? I'm just getting bug house. Oh, okay, that's cool. No, because that pillar was in the way that side, so I couldn't really get a shot of it fully. But yeah, so you got 20-mile-per-hour zone. You've got barriers for vehicles and out there. I'm nowhere near the wall.
Let's state there clearly. Do not approach the park.
It says do not approach the wall. I am nowhere further. I am nowhere closer to the wall here than I would be stood there.
Step on the path, please.
I'm here. I'm good.
Thank you.
Anyway, yeah.
Are you visiting the section?
Yeah, I'm here, aren't I?
Are you visiting someone?
No, not visiting anybody, no.
Okay, can you step away from the gate, please?
But away from the gate?
Yeah, this is the main gate lodge. If you're not visiting someone or you don't have an issue to be here,
Is there
can you step away, please?
Is there any signage that says I can't be here unless I'm visiting someone? I'm visiting HMP Whitemoor.
Main reception.
Pardon?
You can sign in the main reception.
No, I don't plan on going inside anywhere, so no.
You can step away, please.
I'm perfectly fine here. Have you got a collar number as well?
No, I don't have them.
You don't have any collar numbers or anything?
Not on me, no.
Okay. I don't know what your
so the gates
Yeah, I
there.
don't know what your policy is, whether you're meant to have them on
If you're
duty.
in prison,
There's nothing against it,
You
but
need to step away from the prison.
I'm perfectly fine here. Thank you. But
You do need to step away and stop down the prison.
is it against the law?
Let's stay. Multiple signs saying drones and video recorders.
It says drones, yeah, because there's there'll be a geo fence around. Where's the sign say video? Because I've literally looked at all the signs
Main
around.
gate there as well.
Oh yeah, that's actually within the prison. I've actually looked up that law. That's the Prison Act 1952, and you're referring to Section 40. That refers with that refers to conveying images within to without, or from without to within the prison. I'm doing neither of those. I'm literally making a documentary. I'm in a public place.
Yeah, but you are beyond our barriers, so you could step back.
But again, the footpath,
Yeah,
right?
the footpath for people entering this.
Yeah, and
the establishment.
I'm entering.
So if you could, no, you're not.
Well, I'm entering this part.
No, you're not entering this part. If
Well,
you
I
step
am.
back, past beyond these barriers, you can go on
Just getting a shot of that sign
car
behind.
park.
No unauthorised access prison staff only beyond that sign. Okay, fair enough. Won't go down that way.
Yeah, you could step back for us, please, sir.
Again, I'll follow signs that are clearly signed. You know, if that one says, so I won't go down that way. I'm perfectly good here. See, this is a publicly accessible area because the footpath clearly leads here. There's no obstruction, and there's no.
Staff and visitors to the prison, in which we have
It
private
there's nothing that says that. There's absolutely nothing that says that. I will stick to the law, and that's what I concern myself
Step beyond
with.
the barriers. I'm asking you politely. Step back behind the barriers.
Well, you can continue to ask politely. That's absolutely fine. I'll continue to decline politely.
You need to step behind the barriers, then.
I'm.
This
Again,
is not public property.
is it not? Who owns it?
This is owned by Her Majesty's Prison Service and
Okay.
Probation Service.
And who owns that? Who runs that? Who organises that?
It's the Prison Service.
Ministry of Justice.
Yes.
Who owns the Ministry of Justice?
Well, technically, if you want to go technical, it's the Queen. So do
It's
you want
us,
to
the
step back?
people. We fund it. We own it.
Do you want to step back on the barriers?
I'm
There's no
perfectly
need to be
good.
difficult.
Well, I'm not being difficult, but I've come here to do a little documentary,
That's absolutely
and that's fine. I know it's fine,
If you
but
want to step back beyond these barriers, which
Thing
are clearly
is-
marked, there, yellow barriers.
yeah, for
boundaries
vehicles. For vehicles, am I a vehicle? Do I have 4 wheels?
No, you don't.
No, I don't. There you go.
You don't need to be sarcastic.
Well,
You
if
can
you're
step
if you're
back
gonna
beyond
if you're
the
gonna
barriers.
if you're gonna be stupid and say stupid things, you're gonna get sarcasm back. That's
step
how it
beyond the
works.
barriers,
No, not really.
Can you step behind the barriers? Sir?
No, I'm good.
Do you want to go in and call the police?
Yes.
That's fine. That's
Fantastic.
fine.
So you stay recording as much as you like. We'll call the police.
All right,
They'll
right.
deal with it.
No problem at all.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, so as this chap was saying that I've gone beyond the barriers, clearly for vehicles. However, the footpaths clearly lead down here. No barriers, no signage saying that you can't be here. You know, they said that it's for staff and visitors only, but again, no footage, nothing that says that that's the case. So there's absolutely nothing that can be done. At the end of the day, we all know that publicly accessible areas are just that. They are publicly accessible. But so what we got here. So again, another really faded sign, just about make out that says prison, dogs patrolling. This one is speed limit sign and a hazard sign saying that there are people walking. But compared to the other side, where it says no unauthorised access, prison staff only, there's actually nothing this side of that. But they got some cool decor here though. We've got a little wooden man fishing in the river. Lots of litter though. See face masks there, just littered around, bits of rubbish on the bank, more rubbish down there, bits of plastic all in the water. Doesn't look very well maintained in terms of cleanliness. There you go, so this is the sign that they were talking about. So it's illegal to fly or land a UAV/drone over a prison wall, and it is illegal to use a UAV/drone to convey or drop an item into a prison. Doesn't say anything about video cameras. Yeah, so also you can see the signs around that says do not approach the wall. But obviously, if you're in a position where you can view that sign, then you're in a position where you're not approaching the wall. So anyway, as I was saying, I'm actually here to give you a little bit of information about this prison. There's actually some really interesting history to it. As I mentioned, it was built in 1992. It opened in 92, it was built in 91. Or was it built in 90 and opened in 91? 91, I think it opened. But yeah, so it's actually some interesting history. This is a Category A men's prison. holds approximately 450 inmates. And because it's a category A, it has housed some of the most notorious prisoners known to the UK. One of which was an ex, well, I would say ex, probably still is, but an IRA member called Paul McGee. And Paul McGee was a member of the M60 gang faction of the IRA. The gang was named after their gun of choice, which was the M60 machine gun. So he was known for killing British and Irish soldiers. The SAS arrived to his place of residence in 1980 to arrest him, at which time he managed to gun down and kill one of the SAS soldiers. He was still reprimanded into custody, at which point in 1981, whilst awaiting trial, he managed to get hold of a gun, which he and some other prisoners used to abscond. And they dressed in prison guard uniforms, prison officer uniforms. They held hostage and made their way through the gates using a hostage and a gun, and managed to make their way to two vehicles that were waiting for them outside. So after his successful escape from custody at that point, he started operating in England as a member of the IRA still, and he was subsequently arrested in 1993, I believe, at which point he was sent here to HMP Whitmoor. Now, during his time here at HMP Whitmoor, he managed to get 2 guns smuggled into the prison. With those 2 guns, Paul McGee and 5 others, again, managed to use these guns to escape from HMP Whitmoor. From the information that I've read, they used knotted bed sheets together, thrown over the wall, and absconded using that method. However, because we're out in the Fenlands, out here in March, they were very quickly apprehended whilst trying to escape through the fields. So yeah, that attempt was unsuccessful. He was then moved over to, I think it was Northern Ireland, and held in custody over there until 1999, when Paul McGee was released as part of the Good Friday Agreement. Yeah, so a bit of interesting history for you there about this prison. See, this wall's quite long. You know, I've walked all the way down there, a little bit to go. You can see, sticking to the grass, sticking to the visible side of any signage. You know, I don't want to be accused of approaching the wall. Yeah, so a bit more of a recent scandal from HMP Whitmoor. There was an incident last year where a prison officer was actually arrested and charged for smuggling contraband into the prison. see, smuggling into prison is still rife. You know, it's no wonder these inmates managed to get hold of guns, drugs, you know, whatever contraband that corrupt prison officers are willing to chance bringing in. Obviously, being such a wind to lie down. Being a Category A prison, a lot of the prisoners do have violent tendencies. Again, only last year, one inmate slit the throat of another inmate. Sorry guys, the wind got really bad around the back of the prison there. A lot of open fields, just the wind was so much you couldn't hear a word I was saying, and I was just yabbering on anyway, so I cut it out and picked it back up here. Yeah, it would be interesting to know at which point Paul McGee and their band of merry men did manage to jump over. You know, they're pretty high walls, got some pretty good upper body strength to scale those. I mean, coming down isn't so bad, you can just kind of abseil it. Still not ideal with knotted bed sheets, but you know, as you're trying to escape from prison, I don't think there's really a priority, is it, whether or not you're going to fall and hurt yourself? It's more of, get me out of here. So I mean, yeah, I've just walked all the way around the prison. I'm just coming back to the front now, by the looks of it, and didn't see a single prison dog patrol. So whether the signs are just there for deterring, or you know, whether they don't do 24/7 walk around, just every now and then they just take a walk around, and who knows. Full 360 view. There you go. Yeah, so HMP Whitemoor had an inspection in August 2021. It was a scrutiny visit from the prison inspectors. So a scrutiny visit is a sort of compressed version of a full visit. That was to accommodate restrictions that were going on with COVID-19 at the time. Overall, from what I've read of the report, the general impression is quite good for this prison. The staff and prisoner relationships are pretty good. The managers of the prison were very well accommodating of COVID-19. There were some things that just kind of had to stop, family and friends visits, but apparently the managers were thinking of innovative ways for inmates to be able to have contact. I think the biggest issues that they found were the issue of segregation. So, due to COVID-19, segregation was being extended much longer than necessary. In the report, it actually says that it was excessive. I think it was 95 days, which is over double the standard. The other issue that they had was diversity and inclusion. You know, considering this prison has one of the most diverse prison populations in the UK. I think it has the largest proportion of Muslims in the UK, inside the prison. But Close the door. Fair enough. So yeah, there was room for improvement. From the inspection, but overall, you know, he said the provisions that were being made throughout COVID-19 were much better in comparison to most other sites that they were visiting. He said that the prison needed to invest in more telephones for inmates to use. Yes. Yo guys, I'm going to cut that one there. Look out for a part 2 coming up. The video is getting quite long, so I'm just going to split that into 2 for you. And yeah, I'll give you a little teaser of what's coming up in part 2. So be sure to stick around after this and watch that little teaser. And as always, be sure to subscribe, be sure to share it, and smash the like button. And as always, I value your comments and I try to interact with you as much as I can. And I'll see you in part 2. So it's not a secure place then, is it?
It's not a place where public are allowed, so you need to...
Where's the signage that says all that?
You're not allowed in there, fella.
Where's all the signage? We've got a cafeteria worker trying to give directives.